Earlier this season, I mentioned transportation infrastructure being the lifeline of any country's economy. If goods can't be distributed in a timely manner, then it can have an adverse effect on your ability to provide your company's products and services. Hi, I'm Alicia Butler-Pierre. That was in the context of supply chain disruptions, starting with transportation. But now we're going to talk about the starting point of a supply chain, raw materials, specifically agriculture. You're about to hear from someone who's on a mission to make food deserts, insecurity, and scarcity a thing of the past. And operational excellence is part of the foundation in making that happen. This is season 13, episode 166. Let's start the show.
Welcome to Business Infrastructure, the podcast about curing back office blues of fast-growing businesses. If you're a business owner or operator looking for practical tips and solutions to scaling your business in a sustainable manner, you're in the right place. Now here's your hostess, Alicia Butler-Pierre.
Having a tough time trying to explain ideas over a video conference? Try the ThinkSmart whiteboard. It's the fastest whiteboard software in the world and allows you to upload flowcharts and write on them while your colleagues are watching remotely. Call us today for a free demo. The number is 1-866-584-6804 or visit us online at getmytablet.com. Now that's smart. Think smart. It's season 13, and we are focusing on operational excellence, what it is and how to achieve it. And to help prove its applicability to any business, regardless of size or industry, is one of my new friends, Miss Sharon Idahosa. Idahosa. Did I say it correctly, Sharon?
Of course.
And Sharon is located in Bayelsa, Nigeria. And she's the founder and CEO of Lifex Agriculture Initiative, where she and her team leverage media to provide training and support to rural farmers. Sharon's going to share with us how she imbues operational excellence within her startup. Sharon, I'm so glad we were able to make this interview happen. Thank you so much for being here. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you very much. It's really a pleasure coming on your show.
I know.
It's really great.
Yeah, that's why I'm so excited. I know we've talked before, like through WhatsApp, and we initially connected on LinkedIn, and we've since been supporting each other. And because you're also a podcaster, and we're definitely going to talk more about your podcast. But it's just so,
wow.
Yeah, fascinating. Are you ready for that?
Of course.
Okay. Yes, we're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about it all. Let's see what we can get through within less than an hour if we can. But, to start off, Sharon, I'd like to read a quote that I saw on your personal website, SharonIdahosa.com, because the work you're doing in agriculture is so important because it helps to satisfy one of the most basic human needs, food. And so I'd like to read that quote. According to a UN report, the world is suffering from food shortage, and at the forefront of solving this food crisis is Africa. There is only one solution to solving this challenge. The rise of rural farmers has a unique ripple effect. When rural farmers are empowered financially, technologically, food wastage, which is as high as 75% of all harvested crops, will be reduced and world hunger will be defeated because there will be enough to feed the world and the price of food will decrease. That is a tall order. When did your passion for agriculture begin?
Okay, well, I can actually say, let me be honest right now, because I never planned on studying agriculture from school.
Okay.
I was like, no, I can't study agriculture. I wanted to study biochemistry. Well, yes, I loved chemistry. So I thought, okay, this is the right fit for me. But I never knew something else was planned for me. So when I got to school, I was given agriculture instead. So I didn't get the chance to change my course of study, so I decided to follow up with it. And it was really great. I started learning and doing so much field work and all of that. But when I knew that something had to be done, like I had to get involved with the agricultural sector, was during the pandemic. Yeah, so during the pandemic, I realized that there were so much scarcity, food scarcity, price instability, and so much more. It also affected me, yeah, because I remember some certain things I could get at this price, I could no longer get it at the same price during that period. So I sat down to think about how I can contribute to the agricultural sector. And that was like last year. Of course, the pandemic was around last year, and I tried to get involved. So that was how I came out with the initiative, Lifex Agriculture Initiative, because I figured that the smallholder farmers are an important part of the agricultural sector. So the way we can actually boost this sector is to empower these rural farmers. And that was the reason why I came up with the initiative. Let's see how to empower rural farmers. Let's see how to train and equip them. And that was how it started, actually. That was how it started. Let me not say it so much, but that was how the whole mission started.
So you have this mission. Well, first you finish school, you graduate from the university, Benson Idahosa
Yes.
University. And so what year was that? That was because that was maybe a year or two before you started Lifex, correct?
Yes, that was 2019. I graduated 2019. Yes.
Okay. And so what did you do prior to starting Lifex Agriculture Initiative?
Okay, well, I had to undergo a 1-year youth service. That's like a compulsory thing for Nigerians.
Okay.
So I had to undergo a 1-year youth service in an oil and gas firm. Initially, I just figured, okay, let me just do the normal thing that every parent would expect you to do. So that's going to the university, coming out, getting a job, and then that's it. So I tried that approach. No, come on, it's the truth, right?
Right. No, it is. That's why I'm laughing, because I also bucked the system. I was like, yeah, this is not for me, working for someone else.
Yeah, so I tried it, okay, but it didn't work out for me. I just realized, okay, this field is not for me. I was working in the oil and gas sector during my service, and I realized I was always getting stressed out doing the wrong thing, because I believe that was not where I was supposed to go to. So my mind was just to finish my youth service, go for my master's, and then come back and get a job. But then I started seeing things in a different perspective. That was during the pandemic. I mean, the pandemic actually helped me a whole lot, though. I wouldn't say it's a good thing, but it helped me. Truth be told, it helped me because I was able to re strategize and know what worked for me. And that was when I knew I had to go into this field. This is the field I'm supposed to be in. And that was when I started pushing it and got to this point. It's really been an amazing journey so far, and I'm really proud of it.
So, in servicing these smaller farmers, I know you leverage media quite a bit. Is that really what the initiative is about, or is it just one component of the overall initiative? Because I know from looking at the website, it seems as though you also are able to connect some of these farmers with investors. Is that correct?
Yeah. Okay. So Lifex Agriculture is a non-governmental organization. And of course, every agriculture sector, I don't think it is complete without the media sector. So I figured that this is another way to push out the NGO, because I really want to equip these rural farmers. And the best way for me to do that and gain more traction is through the media sector. So I thought, okay, let me start up a media sector, bring farmers on the show, bring experts to talk about agriculture, and then we see how to put everything together and bring out that NGO. And that's what we are working on. So definitely the NGO is not left out. It cannot be left out. The media sector is just a way to bring out the NGO and help these farmers, because I believe that sometimes organizations, they want to see what you're doing so far for them to come into the picture. And that's why I'm trying to stand as a person, as a brand, to bring out that particular sector into it. And I really hope I'm doing the right thing and doing it well.
You're doing an amazing job. I always look forward to seeing what you're posting on LinkedIn. And I think what first sparked my own personal interest and curiosity in the work that you're doing is because it's funny how there's a lot of parallel in our stories, our professional stories, because I had a love for chemistry.
Whoa,
And
wow.
and so I pursued, like, you ended up going into agriculture because it sounds like someone suggested that's what you do. And so similarly for me, I wanted to pursue a degree in chemistry, and it was a high school teacher that gently nudged me into going into chemical engineering. But here's what's interesting. My very first job once I finished university was at Monsanto. And, they're in the agriculture space, whether it be for good or for evil. So that's really why I was so interested in the work that you're doing, because it's so unique. We don't see a lot of people, especially online, in mainstream type spaces such as LinkedIn, talking about something like that. And again, as we mentioned earlier in the episode, this is covering one of our most basic needs. When we talk about food, clothing, and shelter, we need food to sustain life. So I think what you're doing is just absolutely wonderful and definitely needed. So your company, you also have another company, Sedona Media. Now, is that a division of Lifex, or is it a completely separate entity?
Well, I wouldn't say it's different entity or something. Like I said, I'm trying to see how to put everything together, because, like I said, an agriculture company cannot be complete without the media sector.
Sure.
We are using this media sector to boost and bring out the Lifex agriculture, because I really want farmers to come on the podcast. Yeah, I do want them to come share the stories. And what better way to do it if not through the media sector, to put it out there so people get to see what these farmers are into, how they can support their businesses. That's the aim. We really want to equip them. So this is one way to push out and tell their stories, because there are so many untold stories. So
yes,
we are using this media company to tell these stories, to get these farmers what they desire, what they require. So it's not really a different, and everything just blends together. It connects. It always connects. So
I know. It was just starting to get good, right? Well, there's more where that came from. To listen to the full interview, be sure to click the link in the description box below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell so that you'll know when our next episode drops. Until then, keep operating smoothly.
Join us next week for another episode of Business Infrastructure with Alicia Butler-Pierre.